This broadcast is sponsored by
BetterHelp. I've been in therapy since my 20s, and it's made a huge difference in my life. There were so many nights where I struggled mentally and emotionally, growing up being bullied, losing relationships. My life is still not perfect, but therapy has really helped me get to a better place. And that's why I believe everyone deserves access to it. We've all faced hardships. We've all had those days where it feels impossible to keep going. And that's where BetterHelp comes in. BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service, making professional help accessible and convenient. All you have to do is fill out a questionnaire, and they'll match you with a licensed therapist who fits every one of your needs. From there, you can talk to them however you feel comfortable, through video call, through phone, or even chat.
BetterHelp accepts both HSA and FSA cards, making it even easier to prioritize your mental health. In 2024 alone, over 137,000 people used their HSA or FSA benefits for therapy through BetterHelp. So be sure to use yours before they expire.
So I encourage you all to take that first step by going to betterhelp.com/justAlex. Take care of yourself mentally, and everything else will fall into place. So don't wait. Go to betterhelp.com/justAlex and start your journey today.
History has been made. Survivor Series 2025 WarGames is in the books. 46,000 live in attendance. We have a lot to talk about. So let's get right to it, right here in Alyx's world. Hello all and welcome to Alyx's world, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I am your host, Alyx, just Alyx, and this is your WWE Survivor Series 2025 WarGames review, recap, reaction. I don't think you guys can wait any longer. I'm ready to get into this, so how's about we get to it? Let's talk about it. That was a hell of a show. A hell of a show with a lot of surprises. Overall, might have been their best pay-per-view all year. Not saying a lot, but yeah. When you look at the entirety of 2025, the only one that I would put over this is Elimination Chamber. I thought Elimination Chamber was easily their best pay-per-view in a dog's age, honestly. But in terms of a show that gave you everything that you wanted, that had all the right decisions, left you with questions, left you with reasons to watch Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, and basically set up WrestleMania. We saw that ending. We saw that ending with Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. I think they're going to run it back. It's looking like they're about to run it back. Now, is that the right match to do? Is that the right match to have right now? Well, we'll get into that when we get to the main event. But let me just say this. If we're not going to have The Rock, I don't see a bigger match to do. Like, when you think about WrestleMania this year, when it comes to, well, not this year, but 2026, the upcoming WrestleMania, what bigger match can you do right now? What bigger match do you have? Some of you just said Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. Okay, yeah, but is that a bigger match than Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns 3? Now, personally, if it was up to me, for sure, turn Randy Orton heel, do Cody and Roman at a later date, but then do Randy and Cody. But then what does Roman do? Yes, Roman would have easily taken on Seth Rollins, but Seth is hurt. So it's Seth out of the equation. Who does Roman face? Have him fight CM Punk. Punk is going to fight Bron Breakker. We already know that's the plan. They already teased that with the masked assailant, the masked man attacking CM Punk, and Bron Breakker beating CM Punk, pinning CM Punk. So, CM Punk, Bron Breakker. What does Roman Reigns do? We also have to consider the fact that Drew McIntyre has to play into this somehow, some way. They still have to run back Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes, if that's the plan. Lots of factors that we're not considering here. lots of things thrown out of whack due to Seth Rollins getting hurt. So we're definitely going to be keeping our ear to the ground to see where they go with things. But Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes seems to be the direction. Brock Lesnar versus Gunther seems to be the other big match they want to do, which is a match that should happen, by the way. Very excited about that. We're starting to really get a sense of what they want to do for WrestleMania. And a lot of people are asking, is that the right move to make? Is the right move to make right now Roman versus Cody? Again, we'll get into that as we get towards the review portion. But in terms of the overall show, in terms of the War Games aspect, Women's War Games was, I'll say Women's War Games was good. I won't sit here and tell you that it's like the best War Games match that I've seen. I've seen better. I'm not going to completely shit on the match. I didn't think it was a match that I would go out of my way to watch again. But I enjoyed it for what it was. I enjoyed what they did. I enjoyed what they brought to the table. And again, just like with the main event, we set up AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch for WrestleMania. That's looking like what they want to do, and they should do that. You also have to consider what other matches they want to do with these women. I'm assuming, for the most part, all the women involved here are going to be involved at WrestleMania somehow, some way. I can see Io Sky taking on Asuka, then wrapping up that storyline. Of course, Kairi Sane finally turns on Asuka, and we get that blow off, that long-term storytelling of Asuka being abusive and abusing Kairi. Kairi getting her lick back, very cathartic. I'm definitely looking forward to that match. Rhea Ripley will probably end up taking on Stephanie Vaquer. That seems to be the direction. Rhea Ripley, Stephanie Vaquer. Ooh, that'd be a big match, though. That's a massive match. And then SmackDown, if Bianca's healthy, if she can make it to Royal Rumble, Bianca Belair wins Royal Rumble, Bianca versus Jade Cargill at WrestleMania. If you want to do it that way. If she's not ready, maybe we have her enter the Chamber and then have Bianca win that to fight Jade Cargill at WrestleMania. So it's looking like we're getting things already playing out here, and I'm looking forward to seeing how things shape up as we move further along the line and we get into the Royal Rumble and then Chamber and then WrestleMania season. But yeah, this was essentially a big infomercial for WrestleMania, which has been said multiple times by many people during interviews, during the promotion of this show. Even Paul Heyman himself said, a big infomercial for WrestleMania. So we'll definitely see how things play out in that aspect. I'm starting to think when it comes to War Games, and this is just something I'm feeling right now. I like it. I like it as a concept. I wouldn't be upset if we took a break from it for 1 year. 1 year, we just take a break from it and we just do a traditional Survivor Series next year. I'm not saying be done with it. Please bring it back when it calls for it, right? But it's starting to get that same feeling that Hell in a Cell had for a while, for a good long time, where it's just a match they have to do because it's on the schedule, right? There's a pay-per-view called Hell in a Cell, so we have to do a Hell in a Cell match, even though there's no reason to have a Hell in a Cell. No match is warranted. No match is warranting a Hell in a Cell match, if that makes any sense. I believe, this is just my personal opinion, it would actually help War Games if we don't do it next year. I'm not saying never do it again. I'm saying take a break for 1 year, because there really isn't much to it now outside of just the fact that it's just something they have to do every single year. So take a break from it next year, come back to it later. I don't believe that WWE currently has a roster in its current form. This is me speaking right now for WWE. Later on, it could be different. But right now, I don't really think we have enough stars currently on the roster to warrant that level of attraction going forward. So it's okay to go back to a traditional Survivor Series match and then just do a main event for the World Championship. Kind of takes this pressure off of WWE from stopping all storylines and just doing a WarGames match just because. If that makes any sense. Dominic Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio got a little surprise. Well, I guess he surprised us, but he got a little surprise from the returning Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan did return. Ended up pimp slapping Dom, making us go, And then she ended up low blowing John Cena and then getting with Dom anyways. Double swerve. That's some Vince Russo stuff right there. A double swerve. We all knew that they were faking the first time. She barely tapped Dom. But regardless, the power couple is back. John Cena lost his final, and it is his final pay-per-view PLE match. Drops the IC Championship, the Intercontinental Championship, back to Dominic Mysterio. And Dom is now a two-time Intercontinental Champion. This man has 2 belts, the AAA Mega World title and the WWE Intercontinental Championship. He has 4 women, his wife, Liv Morgan. Let's just be real. Raquel Rodriguez might as well be his woman too, because she's around him all the time. And then his next true love, because we all see it coming, Roxanne Perez. Oh, it's about to get real good. You already know. Now that Liv is back, it's about to get really good. Now we're getting into the meat and bones. Roxanne's about to steal all of Liv's things. She's about to go in her refrigerator and eat all her food. She's about to crash on her couch, and she's about to lounge. And then she's going to kick Liv out of her own apartment or her own house. Liv has her own house. She's about to take all of Liv's things. You already know what's happening, right? You know that there's about to be some craziness taking place at, at least on the road to WrestleMania. I'm not too sure if Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez is the plan for WrestleMania. Should it be the plan for WrestleMania? We'll have to see. We'll definitely have to see how that works out, how that shapes up. And then the other match was Stephanie Vaquer taking on, of all people, Nikki Bella. And I can't believe I'm saying this. I will never say this again ever in my life. So I want you to capture this moment. I want you to save it. I want you to get your phones out and record me. Nikki Bella had a good match. What? This was easily her best match since she came back. Yes, Stephanie Vaquer gave her a good match. She didn't botch anything. Everything looked good. She sold very well. Nikki just works better as a heel. That's a fact. I'm not saying anything you all don't already know. Nikki just works a lot better as a heel. So, if this is what they're going to do with her going forward, look here. You don't get a single complaint out of me. You won't get a single complaint out of me. This is where she should be. This is how it should work for her. So congratulations to Nikki Bella for not having a bad match. I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of you, Nikki. Round of applause. Round of applause to Nikki Bella for actually being competent enough to actually have a good match for once. Ain't that something? I should just shut down the review right now. Easily the best match she has since she came back. Yeah, I have no complaints about this show. It did good business. Again, 46,000 live. San Diego. What was the name of the stadium? Someone tell me the name of the stadium. But you already know because they did big numbers here. They're going to do a stadium again. And I wouldn't be surprised. This isn't official yet. But don't be surprised if by next year or sometime in the future, Survivor Series goes 2 nights. Rumble's going 2 nights. SummerSlam's 2 nights. WrestleMania's 2 nights. Survivor Series is next. I'm also assuming Money in the Bank will be tonight soon. Yeah, the Big Five. And they're all going to be at the stadium. And the ticket prices, Petco Park. Thank you. Petco Park. And San Diego. Yes, Petco Park. Is it Pepco or Petco? Petco. Petco Park in San Diego. But you already know, since they did big numbers here, all the Big Four pay-per-view, Big Five really, but Big Four pay-per-views are going to be in stadiums now. Hey, don't hate the player, hate the game. As long as the shows deliver, have it wherever you want. And as for me, I thought this show delivered. Is it the show of the year? I still believe Chamber is going to be WWE show of the year. It honestly might be the show of the year when it's all said and done. Elimination Chamber, that John Cena heel turn. Not even just the heel turn, but the matches and then that heel turn at the end. Legendary. One of the best shows that WWE has done in a long time. But this is probably number 2. Easily the second best show that WWE has done. Before we move on, let's take a moment to appreciate a legend. John Cena, of course, had his final PLE pay-per-view match tonight. This is official. This is not... it's not one of those things where they say he's retired, but he's not really. No, this is it. John Cena is officially retired. That's it. What you just saw was his... Well, okay, he's not officially retired. He still got one more match on Saturday, come in 2 weeks. This is his final pay-per-view PLE. This was it for him. For a final match, you know what? Appropriate. Very appropriate. It played into his heel turn earlier this year. And I like that. I'm at least proud that we're not pretending like his heel turn didn't happen. Because that was something that was really pissed me off with this random ass turn into being a babyface. So I'm like, so are we just going to ignore what the hell just happened earlier this year? Is that just off the books now? One of the biggest heel turns in wrestling history. At least we're getting something out of it. Right? So Liv Morgan coming back, pretending to turn on Dom, hugging John Cena, and then doing the aimless gaze, and then low blow. I think that was appropriate for his final pay-per-view. So, the last time we'll see John Cena will be on Saturday night's main event. It won't be on Raw. It won't be on SmackDown. No more appearances. No more. Okay. No more appearances where he's paid. So, do I think this is the last time we'll see John Cena on WWE television? No. Absolutely not. We're definitely going to see him again. Do I think this is his final match? Do I actually think that after his match on Saturday night's main event in 2 weeks, that's really it? Oh, yeah. Oh, he's done. You can tell Cena doesn't have it anymore. He doesn't have the pep in his step. Although his matches have been amazing. I think all his matches since SummerSlam have been, except for Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar was garbage. But they've been excellent. His match against AJ Styles, probably his best match. Some might say Cody Rhodes, and that's fine. The match at SummerSlam was awesome. John Cena's best match this year is either the Chamber match or his match with AJ Styles. I'm thinking in terms of a singles match, his match against AJ Styles. Now, his match against Gunther might be better than that. Don't expect it. But John Cena's... So his best singles match. His best singles match is his match against AJ Styles. And you can't ask for a better match than what he got with AJ. That was the perfect tribute to his career and the people he worked with. And I'm happy to say that I was alive to watch it. A beautiful, beautiful send-off match between the two men. So, AJ Styles is retiring next year, so he's about to have his retirement. And I did see, it's a rumor, it hasn't been confirmed yet, but WWE is in talks to bringing in Chris Jericho, who is also going to have his retirement tour. And it's not going to be a year. It'll probably be like a 3-year contract where he says, this is my last contract, and then I'm out. So he gets to work with everybody, and he will be working with everybody if he comes back. That includes Roman, that includes Braun, that includes Brock, that includes you name it. And I am looking forward to seeing how that plays out for him. My goodness. It's one of those things where, as a wrestling fan that's been watching since, 1998? Jesus Christ, almost 30 years. All your favorites are retiring. I mean, who's left for me? Like, seriously, like, who's left for me in particular? Austin's retired. Hogan's passed away. Taker's retired. The Rock hasn't retired yet, but let's just be real. Homeboy's on his way out. He's on his way off. Shawn Michaels is retired. Ric Flair needs to stay retired. Please. Brett's retired. Triple H is retired. Macho Man passed away. Andre passed away. Ray's still here. We still got Ray. Edge is still here. Kurt retired. Yeah, we got a few. But it's going to be... Look, I wouldn't be surprised in the next 2 years. Adam Copeland retires. Christian retires. Ray retires. All your favorites are retiring. Randy Orton probably has at least one more contract left in him. These guys are in their 40s. People forget, like, they're not young anymore. All these people that I grew up watching, they're on their way out. It makes you really consider, man, how long do I have? And I mean that. Like, as a wrestling fan, I love the young generation. I love what I'm doing here on YouTube. But at some point, we have to be honest. There will come a point. CM Punk is on his last contract with WWE. He already said that. At some point, I had to consider, when do I hop off? When is it my time to say, hey, wrestling was great, but that's it for now. Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe is currently the current AEW World Champion. Currently the AEW World Champion in AEW. He's on his last contract. How old is Kenny Omega? Isn't it Kenny Omega 40? We all got a shelf life, y'all. Eventually, yeah, CM Punk is 47 years old. Eventually, even I have to consider, yeah, let's go ahead and leave this wrestling thing in the past. Let's focus on something else. And what does life look like for me? What does life look like for me in particular after everybody leaves? Roman Reigns, even. Like, how old is Roman? Isn't he like 38? And he wants to go to Hollywood. Cody Rhodes is closing in on 40 himself. He wants to become a politician and also do Hollywood. Kenny Omega is 42 years old. Man. Randy Orton says he wants 10 more years. Randy Orton might want 10 more years. Randy Orton ain't got no 10 more years. Randy Orton would be lucky if he has 5 more years. I would be shocked if he has 5 more years. Half that. Not to depress any of my Attitude Era family, friends, peeps who grew up with me. But it's closing in, y'all. Time's a ticking. We still got Seth. We still got Jon Moxley. We still got others. But the old guard, the people you and me grew up with, they heading out the door, man. And John Cena's going to be the revelation of that. A big revelation that things are coming to an end. But yeah, in terms of the show, it was good. I believe that when it's all said and done, Survivor Series might actually be their second best pay-per-view of the year. And I would like to talk about it if you guys would stick with me as we get into the review portion. Thank you all so much for joining me for this Survivor Series review. You could be anywhere else here in the YouTube space. You chose me, and I'm grateful for it. So if this is the first time you're watching me, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Wow, your edits help expand the brand by doing the following things. Join the membership. Click that join button and get the opportunity to request a video of your choosing, whether it's a live reaction, a hot topic, or a review, past, present, or future. Also, don't forget to give thanks. Hit that super thanks if you would like to donate after the fact. You can. Also, like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter at Just Alyx Central. Give me a follow on Instagram. Give me a follow on Spotify. Give me a follow on Cameo. Give me a follow on Threads. Follow us on Discord. Follow me on Blue Sky, where the skies are clearer. And give me a follow on TikTok. For I am the tickest of the talkers. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, Venmo. And yes, Super Chats are officially on you. You can donate at any point in time during the broadcast to get your thoughts played live on the air. Email me at justalyxsworld@gmail.com for business inquiries just to say hi. Get yourself a t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. Are you a Just Alyx guy? Then join the club. Get you an I'm a Just Alyx t-shirt. Hot out the press. Also get you an old school Deluxe Man t-shirt. Get you a new school Alyx's World t-shirt. And many more t-shirt designs coming your way. So stay tuned. Join the cause. Expand the brand. Today right here in Alyx's World. Ladies and gentlemen, let's say hello to the people here. Thank you all so much for making me a part of your day. Yes, we are wrapping up the month of November. And honestly, after this live stream, we got one more. No, that's not true. We got one major one, which is the end of the two, because Saturday night's main event, and then the end of the year awards, and then that'll be it for 2025. We'll still be doing Raw, SmackDown, and AEW streams. We still got the AEW World's End review, but who here watches AEW anymore? But outside of that, yeah, we only got a few more. But let's go ahead and finish this one strong, because this is definitely the final big one of the year. Survivor Series is seen as a Big Four pay-per-view, and when that ends, people just kind of go, all right, well, that's it for the year. And then whatever happens is just building into Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, setting that up for next year. So let's go ahead and end strong then. Please go ahead and show your love to the Mod Squad. Ultra! Shine Nights and Fire Heart, Elias Ademi, New Japan Pro Wrestling Girl, Khalil does everything. Highway Dylan Danger, Teflon Don, the Mod Father, Zeno, Enigma, Big MGM, and Mrs. Firestar Heart, Angel, Hollenbeck. Because they help keep this a safe space for wrestling fans like you and like us. Please be sure you like the video. The more you like the video, the more opportunities I will be given to be recommended here on YouTube. So help boost that algorithm by hitting that like button. And yes, it is true, ladies and gentlemen, the Super Chat Championship is on the line. By this point, you know how this works. If you would like to be the reigning, defending Super Chat champ, all you got to do is donate the most money. That's it. If you donate $10 and no one else donates, you win the Super Chat title. Now, just so we're clear, I always let people know, for the most part, the World Super Chat Championship rarely is won with $10. Has it happened before? Yes. I think like maybe once or twice. This belt, the Sharks come out of nowhere. There have been times I'm thinking, okay, I'm not going to stress too much over this belt because whoever's in the lead right now is probably going to walk away with it. And then out of nowhere, someone comes in and drops buckets. So be aware that there's these sharks in these waters. I'm just letting you know right now. But for the most part, yes, the Super Chat title will be in the line, and whoever wins the Super Chat Championship tonight will then have to defend it 2 weeks from now at Saturday night's main event for John Cena's final match. So keep that in mind. And that'll be it for you. Every Super Chat champ will get to decide if he defends it at AEW or WWE PLEs, but you only have to defend it once a month. The only one that has to be defended weekly is the International Championship. The International Championship is defended once a week. The World title is defended once a month. Now, and I want to make this very clear. If Noel Jimenez is here, Noel, if you want to compete for the World Championship, you are allowed to. However, if Noel Jimenez ends up winning the World title, he will have to vacate the International Championship, and whoever is in second place will be the International Champion. So, currently the champ is Ronwell Nagala, excuse me, let me get this right. The current Super Chat World Champ is the Chosen One, the Unwickened. When he's in the building, you know him as I am number one, because you the twos. If Noel Jimenez comes in, donates a lot of money, gets first place, but Ronwell Nagales puts up a good fight, Ronwell might lose the world title, but will get the international title. He will then have to defend that belt weekly. Something to think about, ladies and gentlemen. But if that's something you want to do, go ahead and get them donations in. I think I see a couple of big hitters in here. Couple of Super Chat big hitters. We're going to start calling some people out here. Start shouting some people out here in a second. But once again, thank you all for being here. Please be sure you like the video. It's very important that you get these likes up. It does help the channel because I'm trying to get to 50K before the end of the year. I'm like literally, and I'm not joking you, I am like, 400 subscribers away from 50K. I would like to hit that before the end of the year. All right, so who's here? Who we got? Who's at the top? Who's at the top here? I see JJ. Who let the dogs out? Who? Can we all agree Dominic winning the IC title back was a joke? To be honest, Liv Morgan should have came back 2 weeks ago in Boston. I disagree. Dom got a win over John Cena. That needed to happen. Dominic Mysterio getting a win over John Cena was very necessary for his career, for developing his character, for what happens next when it comes to him. You already know Dominic Mysterio is going to, this is just my personal opinion, this is going to be someone that eventually becomes a main event player. You need to be able to say he has a win over a John Cena to warrant that. And I think WWE is about to make Dominic Mysterio, in the next few years, he's going to be one of their top guys. He just has that factor to him. And you already know Dom's going to retire Rey Mysterio as well and take off his mask. So you beat John Cena, you retire your dad, take away his mask. You're set for life, bro. You're set for life. So very excited to see what they do with Dominic Mysterio in the future. All right, who else is here? Gen X 6887. I love to see the Elimination Chamber done in the WarGames format. It would be interesting to see how they pull that off. Let's see what they do, man. SD Kai says, who in the John Cena retirement tournament needs the IC belt? Nobody. I agree. SD Kai was a former international champ. Will he be going for the world title tonight? We'll have to see. I see Alfredo Leva, Byron Cutler, Game Shock, Joseph Winters, AJ, King AJ, Your Highness, Philly French 89. Dirty Dom needed that. Dirty Dom needed that IC back. I don't know what happened. I just glitched there. Dirty Dom needed that IC back. He's hot with the crowd. If he didn't get it back, it was just gonna go back to Gunther. And don't want to see another Gunther IC title run. Yeah, we don't need Gunther going for the IC title. Completely agree with you there. Rambeezy the Great. Cena versus Dom was my match of the night. That match was awesome. I don't even disagree with you that was definitely worthy of match of the night. Was it my match of the night? I think the men's WarGames just about topped it, but still an awesome match. Shoot. Thank God Nikki Bella lost. Absolutely. I was very worried that she was going to win the belt. Glad she didn't. But if she gets a rematch, I think she will. And they do twin magic? Fuck. Chris Wrestling Views. What's up, man? Good to have you here. We also have... Let me scroll down. A lot of people are here. Because I saw a couple. Is that who I think it is? The cerebral assassin, Christopher Carter. Where have you been, sir? Where have you been? I'm sorry, but both AEW Full Gear and Blatant Guts is 20 times better than the show. What grade did I give Full Gear? Did I give Full Gear an A? I think I gave Full Gear an A. So yeah, I thought Full Gear was better than Survivor Series. I also thought, I thought both Blood and Guts matches were better than the ones we got here as well. 100%. Like, in terms of Blood and Guts matches, in terms of Full Gear, AEW topped WWE. In terms of the quality of the show, I would have preferred AEW's show over WWE here. And I will also say, and we'll get into this first before we do the review, I was saving this for the review for a reason. I don't like the constant promotions, commercial ads that we have on these PLEs now. I get it. It pays the bills. It makes sure these wrestlers have a good paycheck. They can eat, take care of their families. But Jesus Christ almighty, y'all. This is getting out of hand just a little bit. Just a little bit. Let me see here. Let me do a couple more. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of royalty, show your love to the premier reaction channel here in the YouTube space. Say what's up to A&B Combos. Wrestling Edition. A&B Combos is in the building. You love to see it. Let's see here. Punk. Hey, Alyx, genuine question. If you ever did any research for the Betterhelp sponsorship, because I'm seeing a lot of videos say that Betterhelp is a scam. So, yes, I actually did do some research for Betterhelp. I go to therapy. My therapist, she knows people who work with Betterhelp. And so talking to her about it is what encouraged me to take up this this sponsorship. Now, I don't know after tonight if I'll be continuing Betterhelp. We're still working out some deals if we want to continue this partnership. But yeah, I've had no issues with it. People that I know have signed up for it. They had no issues with it. I did see videos. I did see people talk about how they signed up for it and then their therapist either ghosted them or whatever. They didn't really get anything from their money. I am aware of that, but so far, people who did sign up didn't have any issues. Did you have any issues with it, Punk? Have you had any issues with it? Hopefully not. Hopefully not. KB Brown. Uh-oh. KB Brown is in the building. KB Brown has already said that he wants to come for the world title. So that's one right there you might have to watch out for. I do not see Noel Jimenez, and I do not see Corp CA. I was kind of suspecting that they would be here in the building. I did think that Noel Jimenez was going to be here to at least, put his title on the line and contribute with it. But yeah, I think we'll see. We still got plenty of time, but I do expect one of them to show up and do something. We still got KB Brown here. We'll see what Mr. KB Brown ends up doing. All right, that's enough for the shout outs. Let's move things along here. Thank you all so much for being here for the live stream. Give me your scores. Give me your grades. 7 out of not 7 out of 10. That was what Joey Redondo. Give me your scores. 1 out of 10. 10 being the highest. And give me your grades for Survivor Series. And we will check you out at the end of the stream. So, Survivor Series 2025 WarGames. It's quite the show, but it's also one of those things where, and
You want to talk about ads? Try ads and more ads inside of Petco Park.
Oh, wow. For real? I didn't even think that they were showing that in Petco Park. Because usually, like, when we're on commercial, they're having promos for you. That sucks. That's crazy. I think Mike Lee is currently in the lead for the Super Chat Championship. Mike Lee, you are at $15 if I'm not mistaken, right? Mr. Mike Lee is indeed in the lead with $15. $15 is the amount to beat right now. And I think that's going to close off round one. We'll get the rest of the Super Chats at the end of the stream if I see anything. So the amount to beat right now is $15. But Jesus, I'm pretty sure those ads must have been a headache for sure. Let me see something really quickly, y'all. My Logitech should be... Okay. I think I have a brick wall here. Okay. That looks a lot better. Okay. I was like, what's that covering my face there? There. That looks a lot better for me. So Survivor Series is an interesting show. I'm pretty sure live it was fantastic. Anytime you go to a show live with WWE, the experience just makes the show even better. So a show that was fantastic or legendary, watching it on screen, I'm pretty sure in the arena is even more special because you get to be around the energy. You get to be around the crowd and be within the drama. And they take you on that ride, right? So I believe, this is just my personal opinion, that I'm pretty sure the show was great live, but watching it at home. So first off, this show was like 3.5 hours, if I'm not mistaken, which is, hey, compared to AEW, so much better. I'll take 3.5 hours over 5 hours or 4.5. That being said, it felt very bloated. And the reason why I'm giving it a B and not like a B plus or an A minus, if I was just grading it off for the matches, it would probably be like an A minus or an A. The problem with this show is it felt very bloated because you had 4 matches, but the wrestling time of those matches was at least about 2.5 hours. It felt like a 2.5 hour, maybe 2 hours and 45 minutes of wrestling. But the show itself was 3 hours and 30 minutes. So like an hour of ads and commercial breaks. And that's ridiculous, y'all. I'm sorry. It really does take away the uniqueness of these shows when you give us commercials and ads. Part of the reason why I used to love WWE pay-per-views was that you paid for it, no commercials. No commercials. And I get it. You want to fill up that time. Okay. Add more matches. I'm not saying have 20 matches, but why does it have to be 5? Why did it have to be 4? You could have done an Ilya Dragunov versus Tommaso Ciampa match. Made it 5 easily. You could have had, maybe a match between Aleister Black and Damian Priest, if you wanted to. Wrap that feud up at Survivor Series. You know, you could have packed out this card and made it feel a little bit more full and still kept it at 3 hours and 30 minutes, right? All that commercial time you had in there could have been saved for 2 more matches and really made this feel even more bigger and even more special. Imagine Ilya Dragunov versus Tommaso Ciampa in front of 46,000. Probably would have stole the show. Probably, right? Hell, Aleister Black and Damian Priest would have probably done a great match. Because you know their final match is going to be some type of hardcore, I quit last man standing. Well, they already did last man standing. Maybe first blood. Who knows? We'll have to see. But you could have really done something within that time. So, yes, you'll look at the scores below and you'll go, well, Alyx, I mean, A minus, and then 2 Bs. Like, that sounds like a great to awesome show. You wouldn't be wrong. The problem is, and I'm just going to be honest with you, those commercials, them ads really take away from it. So going forward, and I hope WWE really does think about this, I do believe it would be better for everybody if WWE just made their pay-per-views 6 to 8 matches. 6 to 8 matches. Not all shows have to be 6 to 8 matches. If you want to do 5 for some of them, okay. But the shows don't have to go as long as they do, right? If you're going to have 5 matches, make the show 2.5 hours. And so we can have the match, get the hell out of here, right? You don't need to do a show that's 3.5 to 4 hours when it's only 4 matches. Just like AEW doesn't need to do a show that's 5 hours with 13 matches. Like there's gotta be a happy median in between both extremes. Less matches, more time. Less matches, less time. More matches, more time. But the less time feels more bloated. But outside of that, yeah, I thought the show was good. I really enjoyed the atmosphere. Great crowd, by the way. It's going to be hard to have a bad crowd when there's 46,000 people live in the arena. So you have 46,000 people live. The crowd is hot from beginning to end. It's definitely something that I thought was helped the show out. And then you open up strong with the women's WarGames match. Of course, you sandwich the show with women's and men's. People were hoping that the women were going to close the show. I didn't think they were. And here's why. I already knew that one of these matches had to have blood. If you were going to have WarGames, if you're going to bring back Hell in a Cell, and you're going to have WarGames, you got to have blood in these matches, because if you're not, there's no point of having WarGames, especially since AEW basically showered both of their matches, both of their women's blood and guts matches in blood. Tons of blood. Some might even argue too much blood. Hell, the men's match had fire. So fire and blood. We didn't get fire. We didn't need fire. Thank God. But I already knew if we were going to do blood in these matches, the men's was going to have it. And the men's did have blood, which made it awesome. The women, I didn't expect it. Not saying they can't have blood. That's not me saying that women shouldn't bleed. That's not what I'm saying. I already knew that there was going to be blood in one of these matches beforehand. And it was going to be the men's. And so whatever match was going to have blood, that was going to close the show. So, them opening with the women, that's absolutely fine. If they do bring it back next year, which again, I think they should take a break. But if they do bring it back, the women should close. Let the women close 1 year. Or you can do 2 nights where the women close one night and then men close the next night. That's fine too. But for this year, yeah, I thought it was smart to open up with the women. Not even because there was no blood, but I wasn't as excited for the women's WarGames match as I was for the men. So for the women's WarGames match, you had Team Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, and AJ Lee taking on Team Lynch, Team Kabuki Warriors, Team Asuka, not too sure. Let's go with Team Asuka. Asuka, Kairi Sane, Becky Lynch, Lash Legend, and Nia Jax. Match started off very slow. There's something about Charlotte and Asuka that there's something off with their chemistry. I thought they had one of the best matches ever at WrestleMania in 2018. That was WrestleMania 34, right? WrestleMania 34. I don't know what happened. Like, that was one of the best matches I've ever seen. I hate the fact that Asuka lost, but definitely one of Charlotte's best performances. Ever since that match, they just couldn't live up to it. None of their matches moving forward were just as good as that. We're nowhere near as good as that. So it was disappointing to see the match be as slow and, let's just be honest, draggy as it was. But other people started coming out. When Io Sky got in there, it got better. Honestly, it should have just been Io Sky and Asuka. Why wasn't it Io Sky and Asuka to open up? But I guess we're saving that for WrestleMania, right? Sure, that's fine. And then the big cathartic reveal that Kairi Sane was plotting to attack Asuka from the get-go. Other women came out, Becky Lynch, AJ Lee, of course, Nia Jax, and then Lash Legend, and then Rhea Ripley was the final one to come out for her team. So, along with Alexa Bliss, who also came out. So, everyone brought their weapons. There really wasn't much violence. The only thing that was noteworthy was, of course, Io Sky jumping off the cell with the trash can over her head. This time, instead of doing a moonsault, she did a somersault. She did a swanton dive with the trash can over her head. That was nuts. I would have been terrified if they didn't catch her. I'm glad they caught her. Let's see here. I'm trying to think of anything else that happened. AJ Lee, of course, had her little moments. AJ was bumping her ass off. I was a little worried about AJ coming back, having that ring rust. She seems to be back into it, like the full swing of things. So that's good. She was bumping her ass off and then taking some brutal spots there. It's nice to see. And then, of course, AJ Lee ends up not even beating, but making Becky Lynch surrender with the Black Widow, her octopus stretch submission. Becky taps out, sets up AJ Lee and Becky Lynch for WrestleMania. But the babyfaces win. So I'm very curious to see where things go from here. I mean, just looking at the match, if you saw the promo, if you saw the WrestleMania promo, you saw Kairi Sane, you saw Rhea Ripley. We didn't see Tiffany Stratton on tonight's show. That's fine. But you saw Charlotte Flair. So if Charlotte Flair is going to be at WrestleMania, the only way I see her having a match at WrestleMania is her turning on Alexa Bliss. So, and no, I don't think Alexa should turn on Charlotte. That's not going to happen. Alexa is way too popular right now. I wouldn't turn Alexa. So Charlotte Flair will probably end up fighting Alexa Bliss on one of the nights. You gotta have Io Sky versus Asuka. Kairi Sane will turn on Asuka. That'll be the end of that feud. I'm assuming Nia Jax and Lash Legend will be in the women's tag team title match. Rhea Ripley will probably end up fighting Stephanie Vaquer, which is a massive match to do. And Becky Lynch will end up fighting AJ Lee. And then Bianca Belair will end up fighting Jade Cargill. Jesus Christ, how many matches is that? Is that 6 matches? Hell yeah! Yeah, AJ Lee, Becky Lynch, Rhea versus Stephanie Vaquer, Io Sky versus Asuka with Kairi Sane. Kairi turning on Asuka. I said Bianca versus Jade Cargill, Charlotte Flair versus Alexa Bliss. Yeah, and then whoever's fighting for the women's tag team titles is going to have Nia Jackson, Lash Legend. Well, I'll be down. Isn't it? Wait, who are the tag team champs right now? The Kabuki Warriors, right? Ugh. I don't know how we're going to get the belts on Lash Legend and Nia Jackson. Do we get them on them at Royal Rumble or something like that? They have to lose the belts before then. But yeah, as it stands, those are your matches. Those 6 matches. Yeah, the tag team match that I see happening at WrestleMania is going to involve, I would love to see it be Bayley and Lyra taking on Lash Legend and Nia Jax. That's what I hope. That's what I'm suspecting will be the tag match for WrestleMania. Because remember, Becky and Lyra didn't get their match. Keep that in mind. Becky and Lyra. Did I say Becky and Lyra? Bayley and Lyra. I was like, wait, that doesn't sound right. Bayley and Lyra didn't get their match at WrestleMania. Becky and Lyra did get their match at SummerSlam. We're not going to talk about that match. We're just not going to, because that was, not good. But yeah, Bayley and Lyra will take on Nia Jackson, Lash Legend. That's what I believe. All right, so let's go ahead and move things along here. John Cena had his final PLE pay-per-view appearance tonight. John Cena took on Dominic Mysterio, the son of Eddie Guerrero. Rey Mysterio. It was surreal. It was surreal when they made the announcement that this was John Cena's final pay-per-view PLE. Because it made me think about all those years of John Cena at a pay-per-view. God, man. Didn't he have a match against Chris Jericho? Like in 2002? Yeah, man. He's been wrestling on pay-per-view since 2002. 23 years. 23 years of of pay-per-views. Jesus, man. This man, he had quite the career, which we all knew, but it didn't quite hit me until I heard that statement. This is John Cena's final pay-per-view, his final PLE. And it was in front of 46,000. What a way to go out. It's quite a statement, man. So the match itself, let's get into the match. I absolutely adored this match. This match was fan-fucking-tastic. Great back and forth. Love the shenanigans. When Dominic Mysterio came out there with Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez, I already knew that it wasn't going to be a clean match. I wasn't expecting Roxanne and Raquel to get them some, though. That was a great moment. They repeated the Penta spot where Penta injured his shoulder. We were worried. I was scared, too. When Dom went for a Hurricanrana off the barricade, and then he fell on the ground, I said, "Ah, shit. Did he hurt himself, too?" And then the referees came over. What saved it for me was the cameras keeping the camera on Dom. When they was keeping the camera on Dom, I said, okay, he's fine. All right, he's good. That made me happy. When they were keeping the camera on Dom, I said, oh, thank God. Thank heavens. Thank the Lord. Thank God Almighty. But when they're keeping the cameras on Dom, that's when Roxanne and Raquel got inside the ring, hit their finishers on John Cena. Raquel picked up John Cena and slammed him. And then, of course, Roxanne hit the Pop Rocks. And then Dom miraculously recovered. And then got inside the ring, hit the Frog Splash. And the referee said, ain't no fucking way I'm counting that, buddy. I'm not counting that. Then kicked out Roxanne and Raquel. Great drama. Dominic Mysterio kicked out of FU. I'm not calling it the attitude adjustment. Kicked out of an FU. And then the craziness really happened. That's when Liv Morgan came out, because the referee bumped. Liv Morgan came out, and she gets inside the ring. You're thinking she's going to help Dom, of course. Gets inside the ring, smiles at Dom, slaps him. He goes down. You're like, oh, fuck. And then Liv hugs John Cena. And there's a Twitter post where you see John Cena's face, and he's like, yeah, I'm married, though. I don't know why this happens to me. But you see the close-up on Liv Morgan. Just like they did with John Cena at Chamber, where he turned on Cody Rhodes. They did that to Liv Morgan, where she's hugging him, and then her face flips. She hops off Cena. Boom! Low blow. Dom ends up hitting him with a 619. Liv hits him with the belt. Frog Splash. 1, 2, 3. Dominic Mysterio regains, matter of fact, he regains the Intercontinental Championship. You love to see it. That was great. That ending was awesome. This match was awesome. I wouldn't have had John Cena go out any other way on a PLE pay-per-view. Lots of surprises, lots of swerves. Liv and Dom are a power couple again. So, very excited about that. And yeah, we're going to see what happens here. So Dominic Mysterio is the IC champ. John Cena is going to retire in 2 weeks. We already talked about that. We'll get more into Cena at that date. But Dominic Mysterio, let's talk about him for a minute. So the plan is to get him to WrestleMania. The only guy that, and this is just me right now, I could change my mind around WrestleMania. So originally I had Sheamus. I had Sheamus being the one to beat Dominic Mysterio. Sheamus got injured. So he's off the table. The only other guy to beat Dominic Mysterio now is Finn Balor. It's Finn Balor. Finn Balor, to me, will be the next guy to win that IC title. And Finn Balor going babyface is long overdue. Finn Balor becoming a Demon again is long overdue. I trust the Demon more under Triple H than I ever did with Vince McMahon. So the Demon under Finn, returning for Finn Balor, under Triple H would be great. Someone said Penta. Penta's injured. Again, like, here's how it goes. You had Sheamus, you had Penta, then you had Finn Balor. Sheamus was number 1, he got hurt. Penta was number 2, he got hurt. Neither one of them's going to be around for WrestleMania, I don't think. So that leaves Finn Balor. If you want to do, they're going to do Rey Mysterio and Dominic. Mask versus career. No. Mask versus hair is what I meant to say. Mask versus hair. Hair versus mask. And I think that'll be Rey Mysterio's final match. That'll probably be the WrestleMania match they do. So Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio. And then, well, actually, in that case, it depends on how bad the shoulder injury is. If it's not serious, maybe you can do Sheamus at Backlash after WrestleMania or the Raw after WrestleMania. If Penta's not badly hurt, maybe you do him if you want to. That gives it a little bit more time, a little bit more room to work with. But yeah, Mask versus title at WrestleMania. Okay. I was thinking we have Dom drop the title beforehand, but now that I know it's going to be Rey Mysterio that he faces at WrestleMania, probably for the mask, if this is Rey's final match, maybe we can do Dominic Mysterio for the IC title versus Rey Mysterio for the mask. And then, you know, we move on to someone else. And whoever fights Dominic Mysterio next, that is who beats him for the IC title. And then we can move Dom up to the main event scene at that point. He also still has the mega triple A mega championship. So we'll see. So let's talk about Liv Morgan now. You see what they want to do, right? You see the plan. Liv's back. But you know Roxanne Perez has been planning her rise to the top. So I wouldn't be surprised if there are plans to do Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez. Do I think that's the match for WrestleMania? Now that I've actually thought about who's going to be at WrestleMania, did they add Liv Morgan to the pay-per-view? Not the pay-per-view card. I mean the pay-per-view ad. You know that WrestleMania ad that's been going around? They did one for the women, they did one for the men. I'm thinking, and I want to be sure I'm correct about this, I'm thinking they added Liv to that, right? If they added Liv to the WrestleMania card, then yes, I do see them doing Liv Morgan and Raquel at that show as well. They might hold it off. Okay, cool. So Liv was on the WrestleMania promo because I remember they re-aired it.
Morgan has competed at multiple WrestleManias.
Shut up. I didn't ask you. I didn't ask your opinion, sir. Shh. Sorry. Ignore him. So, if she was in the WrestleMania promo, then she's going to have a match as well. Okay, so, shoot. How many women's matches is that? So, okay. So, maybe we won't have the women's tag match at WrestleMania. In that case, the sixth match might not be for the women's tag team titles. It'll instead be for Roxanne versus Liv. Right? Maybe that's what we do. I know, I was interrupted by AI over here. Shut up. This is not your stream, sir. Lord have mercy. What do y'all think? What do you guys think should happen at WrestleMania? Should we do Liv and Roxanne? Should they do Liv and Roxanne? Or should we just stick to what I had originally, which is women's tag team titles? We'll have to see. Let me see here. Nothing else to really say about that match. Yeah, I think we pretty much ironed that out. Good to have Liv Morgan back. We're going to get to Liv and Roxanne, Young and the Restless. Roxanne's going to go after Dom's heart, and she's going to steal everything from Liv. She's about to steal it all. Just like Liv stole Dom from Rhea, Liv's about to have Dom stole from her by Roxanne Perez. Maybe Dom will get both of them. Women's World Championship. Stephanie Vaquer, the champ, taking on Nikki Bella. I am happy to say this match didn't suck. That's all I got to say about it. It didn't suck. It was actually pretty good because Nikki Bella works better as a heel. She is not a good babyface. She is not. Nikki Bella, she deserves respect. No, fuck that hoe. She's not a hoe, but fuck that idea. The hoe is the idea, not her. She's not a hoe. But you get the idea. No, fuck that shit. How about that? Nikki Bella is not a good babyface. Just never was. Nikki Bella is... She is just made to be a heel. Even on her podcasts, the Garcia Sisters podcast, whatever they call them, where Brie and Nikki talk about things outside of... Well, they talk about wrestling, but talk about things outside of wrestling. They just come across arrogant. Like, you're supposed to worship them. Like, you're supposed to like them. Like, you're supposed to call them legends. No, we're not supposed to do anything. And so she just has that aura around her that just makes her unlikable. Oh, what people like? I mean, there are people who are heels that are going to be liked regardless, but Nikki is just so much better as a heel. And you saw that in this match. This match wasn't blow me away amazing, but I fear it would have been a lot worse if Nikki was a babyface. And that's all I'll say about that. That's all I'll say about that one. So I thoroughly enjoyed this match for what it was. Easily the best Nikki Bella match we'll see all year. It ain't getting any better than this, at least not for this year. I think it's her best match since her return, since she came back. So, yes, Brie Bella does want to come back. If we do a rematch between Nikki Bella and Stephanie McIntyre at some point in time, I do fear Nikki's going to win the belt then. And it will be as a result of twin magic between her and Brie, and then that changes up things for WrestleMania. Then we'll have a heel Nikki Bella taking on whoever wins the Royal Rumble. Which sucks. That sucks. Nah. Stephanie McIntyre should go to WrestleMania. Stephanie McIntyre should be at WrestleMania. Stephanie McIntyre should take on Rhea Ripley. That's the match to do. That's the match to do. That is the match to do. If Io Sky's going to fight Asuka and Bianca Belair's going to fight Jade Cargill, Stephanie should fight Rhea Ripley. Now, who wins that match? I have no idea. But no, Nikki needed to win this match. She shouldn't be touching no world championship. If you want to have AJ win that world title soon, sure. I think AJ Lee should at least hold one of the women's world titles. Either the women's WWE championship, the WWE championship on SmackDown, or the world championship here. That's for sure. Also, keep in mind, Naomi will be coming back next year after she has her baby. So, yeah, that's all I got to say about that match. It didn't suck. So that's a plus for me. That's a major plus for me. And then the final match, which of course is the men's WarGames match. We got Team Vision. That's me. That bees. Bron Breakker, Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, and Brock Lesnar versus Team Roman Reigns, Team CM Punk, Team whatever, the baby faces. CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, the Usos, and Roman Reigns. Now, instantly this match was better because there was blood. If there was no blood in this match, I would have called it a failure instantly because I'm like, there's no way you can do this match and not have blood. And it was only 2 people bleeding. No. There was a 3rd person bleeding, right? It's Cody, Punk. I know those 2 were bleeding. Who else was bleeding? Was that it? Am I tripping? Someone will tell me. Was there a 3rd person bleeding or was it just those 2? We had blood. Was it Drew? I don't remember. Regardless, there was blood in this match. And it was quite a fast-paced match. There wasn't a single boring moment here. And very frenetic pace. I love what they did with Brock and Roman. I love when Roman came out and Brock came out after him. Brock wipes the floor with everybody inside the ring. Roman comes in afterwards and Roman starts hitting him with Superman punches, and then Brock puts him through a table immediately. Just F5s him through a table. Really does set the rhythm for the rest of the match. It's just been a frenetic pace ever since then. Couple of scary spots. So the first scary spot happened with Bron Breakker. When Bron Breakker fell off of the shoulders of Cody after a doomsday device and landed on his neck, I said, oh God, he's injured. I was terrified. Y'all don't understand. I was terrified when Bron Breakker landed on his neck. I said, no, there goes your WrestleMania main event. Oh God. He's okay though. He got up after that. But I was terrified. I was, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. He was okay though. Thank God. Thank God for the not the New Day. But yeah, the Brock Lesnar F5 spot was crazy. Lots of actual nice moments for everybody. Did anybody jump off the cell in this match? You would have thought we would have got a moonsault off the cell by Cody Rhodes. He could have done it. He didn't. Nothing from Bron Breakker or Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed didn't do a dive off the cell. I don't even think... No. There were no dives off the cell in this match. Wow. Is this the first time that's happened for the men? I mean, last year, Bronson Reed dove off the cell, broke his ankle, but he dove off the cell. That was crazy. Okay. Yeah. Logan Paul got his brass knucks, and then Roman Reigns stole the brass knucks. It started Superman punching people with the brass knucks. Good shit. A miscommunication where Jey is holding Brock Lesnar, and then Brock holds up Jey for an F5, and then Roman ends up spearing both of them through a table. Makes you wonder, okay, are they trying to push Jey into a heel turn here? We'll have to see. And then the match ends with a masked assailant, a masked wrestler, entering the ring, and the first move he hits was a curb stomp. And you're like, now look, don't get mad at me, okay? When I saw the curb stomp, I said, there's no fucking way. There's no way that that's Seth Rollins. I was like, if he takes off his mask and it's Seth Rollins, I swear to fucking God. It wasn't. It wasn't Seth Rollins. I can confirm it was Austin Theory. I can confirm it was. Fightful Select already told us it was Austin Theory. And we'll find out either tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw, not tomorrow night, this upcoming Monday on Raw, or whenever they decide to reveal it. But yeah, initially, when he hit that curse up, I said, get the fuck out of here. That better not be Seth. But then Bron Breakker picks up the scraps, spears CM Punk, pins him 1, 2, 3. And yeah, Team Vision win. So the newest member of the Vision is not going to be Logan Paul, although Logan Paul will probably be a part of it. It's going to be Austin Theory. So Austin Theory is now the newest member. And yeah, that's interesting. You know, if I could just talk about that for a minute, they're still trying really, really hard to make Austin Theory a thing. They're really trying to make this guy a main event player. They had John Cena lose to him. They're having a lot of people put this guy over, and for some reason, he just ain't connecting, y'all. Just ain't connecting. But, and I will say this. I think this might be what he needs. Maybe Paul Heyman can do something with him. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. If Austin Theory can't get over with Paul Heyman, scrap him. Scrap him. For real, scrap him. If you can't work with Paul Heyman and become a main event player that way, it's not for you, kid. You're just a mid-carder for the rest of your life. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but you're out of your mind if Austin Theory has any chance of being a main event player if he can't be one under Paul Heyman. Just saying. I'm just going to be honest with you. Someone was saying it was Solo or Zola or Jacob Fatu. It wasn't Jacob Fatu. The moment he hit the curb stomp, I knew it was Austin Theory. I knew it. So, Let's see how he works out. I think he'll be good. He should be. He better be. He better be good for the Vision. Okay, let's talk about the rest of the match here. So, after the match, Division leave. You have Team Roman, Team Punk, Team Cody inside the ring. They're disgruntled. They're upset. Roman goes over to CM Punk, helps CM Punk up. Punk accepts it, bumps fists. And then Roman goes to help Cody up. Cody jumps up, didn't accept his hand, got in his face. The crowd started booing. You're like, what the hell's going on here? Right? You're like, what's that all about? Roman goes to leave the ring, looks at Cody and says, we will never, ever team again. That's it. I will never team with you ever again. I think that's an indication that the next time Roman and Cody will be inside the ring, it will be a one-on-one match. I'm thinking that's the match to do at WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. Number 3. Honestly, yeah. Like, they had their first 2 matches at WrestleMania. Why not do one more? Why not run it back one more time? I have a problem with that. Now that we're talking about it, I'm not saying you can't do Roman and Cody, and I'm not saying when you do it, it shouldn't be at WrestleMania either. I want Drew McIntyre to get that belt. I would love to see Drew McIntyre win the World Championship eventually. He should have a run with it. If you want Drew to win it and then drop it back to Cody, sure. I was hoping that Randy Orton would interfere somehow in a match between Cody and Drew, and then Randy costs Cody the belt, Drew wins the belt, he becomes WWE champion. And then maybe we dovetail that into a match between Cody and Randy. And that sounds like a WrestleMania match. If we don't do that, what does Drew do? Right? Where does Drew go from there? I mean, you could still... Here's the thing. Does Roman versus Cody need to be for the championship? Like, if we're going to have this discussion, let's have it. Does Roman versus Cody need to be for the championship? You can just do Roman and Cody without the belt, if you want to. Now, how we make that happen, you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear it. I'm not going to say it. But, yeah, I think Drew should hold the belt. I think Drew should win the WWE Championship and take it into WrestleMania. And then whoever wins the Men's Royal Rumble should fight Drew at WrestleMania. Whether that be Sami Zayn, whether that be AJ Styles, whatever. That's what I think should happen. Whoever wins the Men's Rumble should fight Drew McIntyre for the belt. Unless you want to have Bron Breakker win the Men's Rumble and then Bron Breakker fight CM Punk. We're going to get Bron and CM Punk. That's the match to do at WrestleMania. Bron already pinned Punk. Punk's going to put over Bron Breakker. Perfect. Love that. Don't change a single thing about that. Bronson Reed will be right there along his way. I don't know what they're going to do with Bronson Reed, though. Good luck with that. Brock Lesnar's going to fight Gunther. We already see that one coming. That's going to be an excellent match to do. I'm not too sure what we're doing with Jey Uso yet. They've been teasing a heel turn with him for a while. They might go all the way with it. Maybe we'll do Jey and Jimmy again, this time with Jimmy as a babyface. Like their first match wasn't cool enough that's probably not the best way to go with it. But I'm trying to figure out what else you do with Jey. Right? Also, if we don't do Roman and Cody, who's Roman going to fight? Because if Cody ends up fighting Randy and Drew ends up fighting the champion for SmackDown, Roman has to fight CM Punk then, right? But the problem is, we can't do that because Punk's going to fight Bron Breakker. What does Bron Breakker do? If Roman goes after CM Punk, Bron Breakker doesn't get a title shot. So, yeah, I'm sorry, but for any of those things to make sense, one of these guys have to take the blow. So it's looking like, once again, Drew McIntyre is going to get fucked. Maybe you give him the belt beforehand and Cody wins it back. And then it's like, well, then what does Drew do? He's going into WrestleMania not the champion. I don't know how I feel about that. I think Drew should be the champion going into WrestleMania. Does Cody and Roman need to be for the belt? Man, I don't know. It's going to be interesting, but they sure as hell tease Cody and Roman. I don't know a bigger match. I don't know a bigger match to do here. It's going to be interesting what they do. It is going to be interesting. But yeah, someone said switch the roles. Oh, turn Cody. No, I'm not going to do it. But if we were to turn Cody heel, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to. Someone check on Ultra Shadow. Ultra Shadow's like, Alyx, don't you say it. Don't you say it, Alyx. Don't you fucking say it. Don't you fucking say it, Alyx. Don't you say it. Don't say it, Alyx. Don't say it. I'm not going to say it. Oh, however, if you wanted to turn Cody heel, that means he's going to have to give up his soul. Mm-hmm. I don't know what you do there. Maybe if you wanted to do that, that'd be interesting. Remember, Cody's not Cena, so I don't think he minds going. I don't think he minds going heel if it's necessary. So we'll see what they do. Yeah, I got nothing else to really add there. I think that's going to conclude my review of Survivor Series, right? Yeah, that's going to conclude my Survivor Series review. Give me your scores, give me your grades. Only thing left to do now is to crown a Super Chat champ. Let's see what happens. So currently in the lead is Mike Lee with, let me see, $15, right? $15. And we're going to see how things play out here.
Did you see Noob Saibot from make his debut?
Yes, I did see Noob Saibot from Mortal Kombat make his debut. Yes, he showed up at the end there. Actually, I thought it was the masked leader from Squid Games. That's who I thought it was. It was the masked leader from Squid Games. Mm-hmm. Welcome. I think we're closing in. I should be really close to 50K. Like, how close am I from 50K? Like, just a few hundred away, if I'm not mistaken. Like, really, really close.
Did you notice how Roxanne Perez was dressed tonight?
Who didn't? Of course I did. Of course I did. Come on, man. Come on, man. We all saw how she was dressed. We know what she's trying to do. She ain't slick. So I think that takes Mike Lee to $20. So Mike Lee has $20 in the bank to beat. The amount to beat right now is $20. If we don't have anyone donate in the next, let me see. Oh, I'll be up here for a couple minutes. Probably in the next 10 to 15 minutes. Mike Lee will walk out as the new world champ. So, again, didn't see any of the big dogs show up tonight. Might be a good time, Ronwell. You might be lucky. So, Ronwell, go ahead and drop whatever amount you wanted to drop. Looks like you're going to be able to retain. Thought we were going to get something from KB. Didn't see anything from KB. Didn't see anything from Corp CA. Yeah. So either Ronwell will retain or Mike Lee is the new champ with $20. Now keep this in mind. Whoever wins the championship tonight, you'll have to defend the belt in 2 weeks for Saturday night's main event for John Cena. Keep that in mind. There is no rest for the wicked. It is what it is. But that's it. After 2 weeks from now, then... yeah. Well, Mike Lee, he wasn't trying to become champ. He was just donating. I understand that. That's good. But... yeah, you're gonna accidentally become champ. Well, run well. We'll have to see. Like, he's all like, "Are you sure?" Ronwell's like, "I don't want the pressure of being the champ no more. Take this belt off of me." We're gonna have to see. I don't see anybody else competing for the belt. That's interesting. All right, let's see what we got here. Philly French says the pay-per-view was mid.
I'm hanging on to my financial situation. Just hang on.
Rama Nagala said, "I'm only going to donate what I need to retain my title." Well, the champ is tied right now. Tied right now with Mike Lee. 2020. So we got to have a tiebreaker here. Don't really see... Just, he's doing enough. He's just doing enough. Doing the bare minimum, $21. That's funny. That's funny. $21 by Ron with Nagales to take the lead. So the amount to beat is $21. We'll have to see here. All right. So Ronwell might skirt by for the time being until 2 weeks from now. Who might take the belt then? We don't know. I have not seen any of the big hitters yet. Ronwell's like, "Don't do it. Don't make me have to work for it." The champ is begging, y'all. The champ is begging that you don't donate more than $21. He's begging you guys to let him skirt by. Will you let him skirt by? Will you let him keep the belt? Or will you make him work for it? We'll have to find out. All right, let me get some of your scores and grades here. What have y'all been saying in this live chat here? Liv Morgan has been added. Yeah, we talked about Liv Morgan being added to the WrestleMania promo. So she's going to have a match at WrestleMania. That's good. J Rich 666 says, "Here at the WarGames, disappointing for the most part." Oh, so you didn't like the WarGames matches? Sorry to hear that, man. That's unfortunate. Sorry it didn't live up to your standard. Cody jumped from the top. Cody did jump from the top? Oh, that's right.
I just want to be second lol. On a different note, what's wrestling show is the best RN in terms of storytelling and booking?
Right now, it's Elimination Chamber. So SD Kai donates $10. If SD Kai was to donate another 15, he would be in the lead and will probably end up being the Superchat World Champion. But he just says, "I want to be second." So I do appreciate that donation, sir. Cody did jump. Oh, that's right.
This is my last Super Chat. Overall grade for WWE Survivor Series WarGames is 8 out of 10 for me.
Mike Lee says, "You know what? Let me see if I can skirt by myself." Mike Lee takes the lead again with $30. Ronwell, you got it in you to donate one more 10? You got it in you? One more 10. One more. Oh, not 30. That's 15. That's 25, right? Because he had 15. Hold up. No, they were tied. They were tied with 20. And then Ronwell took over with 1. So Mike Lee is at 30 now. He's at 30 now. And the champ is not happy. The champ is disappointed that he's going to make him work for it. The champ was like, are you going to make me work for it? Power Man said he doesn't care about Austin Theory. Vegito Boy, I was the same way. Same way about what? Let me scroll back a little bit. Yes, Cody Rhodes did jump off the cell. You're absolutely right. When he came in, right when he came in, he jumped off the top of the cell. Don't know how that escaped my mind. Quite honestly. Ron Wells just like, I'm trying to hang on in my financial situation. You just ruined it, my friend. You ruined it. You ruined it. Well, I mean, you could concede Ron Well, and then Mike Lee here becomes the world champ with $30. Just curious.
If I win the title, can I give it to Ronwell?
See, I don't know how I feel about that. Well, number one, would Ronwell want to win it that way? Would Ronwell be okay with someone else winning the title for him? That's the thing. And also, quite honestly, dude, if you can win the belt, bruh, you should be champ. And here's the thing, SD Kai. Like, if you win the top belt, don't worry about defending it in 2 weeks. I don't know, because even now I'm just like, I don't mind you winning the belt for him. I'm like, just donate. I don't care. Homeboy just drops 100 and says, okay, Ronwell retains. I'm like, okay, sure. But would Mike Lee's just like, who are you, the $1 Million Man? Okay, well, Ronwell Nogales said, fuck it, sure. SD Kai, there it is. Ronwell Nogales said, if you donate the most money, then Ronwell will retain. Okay, that's never happened before. I've never seen anybody say, I want to win a belt for somebody else. Wow. SD Kai is saying he wants to see Ronwell Nogales versus Cor. But here's the thing, SD Kai, like, he has to get past Saturday night's main event. He has to get Saturday night. So, do you want to help him? You want to help him retain there too? So essentially, you want to help get Ronwell to Royal Rumble. Because quite honestly, like, SD Kai, if you can beat Mike Lee, then you should be the champ. Quite honestly. That's how I see it. Like, SD Kai, like, quite honestly, if you get first place, my dude, you should just be the champ. Yeah, honestly. I've never had that happen before. Like, let me win the belt for somebody else. Well, the amount to beat is like, oh my goodness.
OMG, your GOATNESS is cashing her third Money in the Bank of the year. She's running down ramp with briefcase. She's handing the briefcase to the ref.
You know what? It doesn't even matter anymore, ladies and gentlemen. Because I think Lauren Biggs, your goatness, has done the impossible. I think it's a wrap. Lauren Biggs, Miss Lauren Biggs, might have just stolen the World Championship. Might have just crushed the dreams. Might have just crushed the hopes and dreams of Ronwell Nogales. Holy hell. I think that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. A TKO knockout victory. It's game over. Call it a day. Your goatness might have just taken the World Championship with a $100. Bam! Wow. Wow. I think that's going to be a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. So Ronwell Nogales is conceding. SD Kai said GG's. Mike Lee, where you at, Mike? So SD Kai conceded. Ronwell conceded. Mike Lee, do you concede? Okay, there it is. I don't see anyone else coming in to take the belt. Wow. Congratulations, Lauren Biggs. That's crazy. Lauren Biggs is the new... Wait, are you the first? You're the first, if I'm not mistaken. The first female World Super Chat champion. Wow. History made. Your goatness, ladies and gentlemen. And you will acknowledge her as your goatness. As the goatness. When the goatness speaks, you will listen. Because she's not like most girls. She is the GOAT of all live streams. All hail the queen. No. We can do better than that. All hail your goatness. The new World Super Chat Champion. You love to see it. You love to see it. What a stream. What a stream this is. Wow. Wasn't expecting that. So, Miss Lauren Biggs, if I'm not mistaken, is a Grand Slam champ. She was international champ, and now she's the world champ. Wow. First ever women's world champ on my live stream. I'm blessed. And that's going to bring Ronwell Nogales' championship reign to an end. Keep this in mind. Ronwell won the belt with $500. Ronwell was going to take this belt all the way to Royal Rumble. Financial situations happened. He couldn't make it happen. So unfortunately, we will not be getting the dream match. That dream match at Royal Rumble. But we will be getting another dream match. The dream matches of dream matches. We will be getting Lauren Biggs versus Corpse CA. Oh, goodness. That's going to be nice. But hold up. Before we get to Royal Rumble, we'll also have to remember something. Miss Lauren Biggs has to get past Cena's Saturday night's main event farewell match in 2 weeks. So she'll have to defend the belt there. If she's able to defend the belt there, we get her versus Corpse CA at the Royal Rumble. Wow. I'm just glad we have ourselves the first ever female women's world champ. What a way to close off the stream. That is a great place to stop. that's a great place to close off the stream. Crowning the first ever female women's world champ. Thank you for that, guys. What a stream. What a stream that is. That's going to conclude my Survivor Series San Diego WarGames review. Thank you all for watching. As always, do all the YouTube things. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. And donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and Venmo. Thank you to A&B Convos for being here. Shout out to the Mod Squad. And shout out to the new, the best, and the first women's Super Chat champ. Congratulations. Cashing in with the $100 bag. Nailed it. So, I will see you guys Monday for my Raw review, post Survivor Series, and of course SmackDown, and then Saturday Night's main event for John Cena, and then we'll be wrapping things up with the end of the year awards. So don't miss that. That's gonna be fun. Yeah, that's it, y'all. We did it. Thank you all for being here, and I will catch you guys next time right here in Alyx's world. I love you all. And always know this will be a safe space. Always will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I'm out. Peace.
When you're